Are you listening? Damn.
What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast, it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. Freaky. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. Man, it's been too long. We're finally backing at it again. Life has given us a little bit of leeway to get a show in. So yeah, man, we're happy to be back, and we got some fun stuff to talk about today. Talking a little bit of new music with Lil Wayne and Lupe. We talk about a hot Cheeto overdose. One gotta go, one gotta stay. Relationship advice, confessions, and tap yo love box. Stay tuned for all this and more, plus some voicemails on this episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. First, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Wow. Wow.
You weren't ready for that.
I wasn't. No.
Now, if we get a SoundCloud strike for that, I'll be mad. What's up? Welcome back, everybody, to episode 106 of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I'm Jared.
I'm Jay.
And we backing at it again with a little bit of Aaliyah action. I can't even talk, man. A little Aaliyah and Timberland action. You know what I'm saying? Try again. We finally get to try again. Mm-hmm. Jay, how's it been going this past couple weeks, man?
Past couple weeks been cool, man. Just celebrated 11 years with my wife yesterday.
It's our anniversary.
Yeah, 11 years, going strong. You know, it went by quick, so yeah.
Yeah.
So that's about
cool,
that's
cool.
That's like the highlight of the past 2 weeks, man. I mean,
yeah,
like I told you, it's just like another day for us. I mean, we didn't do nothing special, really. Just went out to eat with the kids. That's about it. Grocery shopping, cool. You know, normal family stuff.
Yeah.
Another day, another year.
Sounds good, man.
How about you? How goes it?
Wow. Work has been busy, man. Sort of contributed to us not really being able to do a episode the past couple weeks.
Yep.
But I came to Texas. I was there visiting.
That's right.
Actually, there on work, but I obviously went and visited you guys and some other friends. Mm-hmm. Dropped off some presents that I promised to your two little ones. So hopefully those lights are still intact and they haven't been Hulk smashed yet.
Yeah.
But
they were Hulk smashed.
Yeah.
They're still working from what I could see, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, the good thing is they got a warranty, so if anything ever happens, holla at your boy. I got you.
Got you.
Other than that, man, it was great. It was good to get back to Texas. I got some good Texas barbecue, so I got the reload on that. Got some Torchy's tacos again. The first thing we did when we got there.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I got to see some friends that I hadn't seen in a while. So it was a good time, man. If you're in Fort Worth, and you want to find a good spot to get some good meat, go see my boy Matt at B&B Butchers. He's the manager over there. Tell him Jared sent you. He'll hook you up. You'll be taken care of. Also, if you're into some fine dining, if you got to take your lady out for your anniversary or your man, go down and meet my homeboy Lionel at Grace. He'll hook you up with some tasty wine. He'll get you some tasty food. That's downtown Fort Worth. So, yeah, man, holla at your boy, B&B Butchers or Grace, downtown Fort Worth. But other than that, man, it's good, man. It was good to be back in Texas. Good to get some of that humidity and rehydrate, for a couple days. And yeah, man, I'm back in the fun up here in Utah. So, yeah,
awesome.
Good.
Awesome sauce.
We good. So, yeah, man, speaking of sauce, somebody had too much sauce or too much powder, if you will. So we found out, over the past week and a half or so that Lil Xan had to be hospitalized because he had some kind of intestinal issues. He was bleeding, throwing up blood, spitting up blood, probably pooping blood from eating too many hot Cheetos.
Man, that I don't want to laugh at this situation, but that
I'm gonna laugh at it, dog.
For all the crazy things that have been happening to some of the young rappers, mainly overdosing. This dude overdoses on Cheetos.
I know, right? Remember that show, that song, Hot Cheetos and Takis?
Yeah.
Hot Cheetos and Takis.
Wow, I mean,
Hot Cheetos and Takis.
I don't want to say what a way to go, but I got to knock on wood for that. That's a shame, man. Wow.
I'm telling you, man. What a way for your bowels to go. How about that? That's more than the bubble guts. That's like the bloody guts. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I gotta say, dog, that it is what it is, man. I know it's disgusting, but it is what it is. You ever ate anything that gave you such bad reflux that you were spitting up blood or pooping blood? Or...
Not that. Not that bad. Like I remember I told you I did the Pluckers. So went to Pluckers. I don't know, it was like a few years ago. They had the Fire in a Hole challenge. You tried to eat 25 of their hottest wings, which are like I think soaked in like maybe habanero or one of those super hot peppers. I got to like wing 13. I had to call it quits not because they were too hot, only because I was stuffed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the next like 3 or 4 days were like hell. Literally hell.
Is that right?
My booty hole was like dipped in lava. Might be TMI for all our listeners, but yeah, it just felt like
booty hole in lava, guys.
Yeah, I always equated to like putting duct tape on your butthole and ripping it off. That's what it felt like. So just imagine that.
Wow, that's hilarious and disgusting at the same time.
It is.
Man, wow. I would not say that I've had my butthole dipped in lava, but I did have a reflux problem probably 10 years ago or so. And yeah, man, it was rough because every time I swallowed, it felt like I was throwing up at the same time. It felt like I had a knot in my throat all the time. It was bad. Stomach hurt, chest hurt. Like I thought I was about to have a heart attack. I didn't know what was going on. And then, went to my doctor. They're like, man, you got to go get this test. So reflux test, if you never had it, it's not fun. You got to drink this horrible, like super thick barium liquid. Then they do like an x-ray of your whole body just to check your circulation and where everything's going in your belly. And then they're like, yeah, you got reflux. You ate too much hot stuff. Or you ate too much, acidic stuff or whatever. So every now and then, if I have too much salsa, if I have too many, atomic buffalo turds, y'all look that up if you don't know it.
Love those.
Hot jalapeno wrapped with bacon and cream cheese and all this goodness.
So good.
It sort of pops up. It sort of pops up sometimes, but thankfully I got it under control. That what is that? That Zantac acts fast. I could be a freaking spokesperson for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I use the heck out of that Zantac.
Yeah, right.
So yeah. So yeah, man. Shout out to Lil Zan's guts. Hopefully they're better now.
Hope so.
And he can go on and do the things that he wants to do now, which apparently isn't rapping anymore. So on from booty holes getting dipped in lava, onto our one's gotta go and one's gotta stay. So man, since it's been a couple of weeks, we sort of have a couple, and we'll try. I know Jay will try to read off some of these comments pretty quickly. But a couple weeks ago, we did a one's gotta stay Thursday, and it said we gotta keep one, and the rest are erased from history. We had a black legendary actor comic edition, whatever you want to call it. So we did Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Denzel, and Will Smith. So, do you have that queued up?
Yes, this is a one's gotta go. I completely forgot we had two of these.
Yeah.
Two different ones.
Yeah.
All right, one gotta go.
We did a stay and then a go.
Yeah.
We did a stay.
Yeah, we did a stay first and then we did the go.
So are we doing the go or the stay?
We did the stay on the last episode.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, yeah, you're right. Okay.
So the go.
So this is a go forever.
So this is the go forever. So whatever man Pie says, nah, fam, we not doing this. Thanos wouldn't erase any of these cats. Just say words. Pie says bye, Martin. He said Will is a hometown hero. Eddie and Denzel are icons, so the odd man out is Martin. J. Del Negro says Marty Marr can get to stepping. Whatever Man Pod also came back and says, so you, and I guess he's talking to a lot of other people, so you say, so you disrespectful ass niggas got to get rid of Martin. Bad boys, do the right thing and all the stand up. Get to stepping. Ladies Night Podcast says, Martin, y'all should know by now I love Eddie. So, let's see if I get this right. Penrose
Eames.
Penrose Eames. Okay. Hate to say it, but Will Smith gotta go. Yeah, he's an icon. That's no argument. And arguably the top or second most famous person on this list. I'd have to send him packing due to personal nostalgia, level of impact regarding his craft, and the fact he got rid of dark skin and Viv. Some mistakes just can't be forgiven. This is a super hard choice, and I see I'm making an unlikely choice. But hey, the Martin Show was fictitiously based in my hometown of Detroit, so I'm biased. All right. Official Runaway Horn says, great post, of course. Get one of those. Ty Bell 765 says, it's a twofer for me, kid. Denzel, don't need Will neither. Starting Five Podcast says, Denzel, in this equation, comedy wins for me. Thundercats 3333. Y'all wrong for this, but gotta go with Eddie Murphy. He's the only one with no returns of his movies happening on a daily or weekly situation. Memphis Diva 99 said Eddie gotta go because he didn't claim the daughter he had with Mel B, so he gots to go. Ooh. Whatever Man Pie says back again. This why they winning. We as a people need to stick together. The guy in 1995 says Will Smith, Wulong talks. Martin can go. He won't be missed. Let's see. Robin Austin Reed says like the pick. Okay. Maximilian 87 dope post. All right, guys. Random Ramblers with Rob. B-Rob says, hard to say Eddie opened the door for Martin. Currently, Will is doing great things globally. Denzel is Denzel. If it's from the point on 2018, I pick Eddie. But from all the history, I originally picked Martin. Then I think on how Martin, Eddie, and Will have all intersected at some point and done great things together. So all that to say, pick Denzel, I guess. I like him too. Clowning Down South says, love this post.
Wow, that's nice. Oh, and you know what? You missed one. One of them. Let's see. They replied to one.
Oh, yeah.
The first one after he said Thanos can't erase these cats.
Got it. All right. Whatever Man Pie. Yeah.
You got it.
Oh. I said what I said. A movie is one thing. I'm not erasing none of these legacies. Damn it, I choose Seinfeld or any of them no talent motherfuckers on Friends. Damn it, get rid of Kirk Cameron or Ricky Smiley or Cat Williams hating ass.
There you go. Wow, man. Thank y'all for all of the feedback. Even the dope post or I like this pick feedback. We appreciate that. Right. Yeah, Jay. So, yeah, man, now it's down to you. One's got to go. Who are you dropping forever between these guys? Martin, Eddie, Will, or Denzel?
It's rough. I mean, it's a tough one, but I'd probably, dang. I'd probably drop Denzel. As much as I love his movies, I'd probably drop Denzel.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me because you know how much I love Denzel. Denzel is my all-time favorite actor.
Yeah.
In this equation, the other three guys are hilarious. You know, they had some great memories. I mean, Bad Boys 1 and 2 were both, you know, I think classic movies.
Yep.
You know, in their own right. Eddie Murphy, you know, without him, you probably wouldn't have, you know, Martin or Will in their, you know, in their current states. It's tough for me. I might have to go the B-Rob route and try to just like eliminate Denzel by, you know, by
the comedy
process elimination. Yeah, but you know, I also had to probably stand by Whatever Man Pod, and Thanos wouldn't snap his fingers and remove any of these guys. They're all just too good. Oh, it's too hard. Denzel, I love you, bye bye. There you go.
For sure.
I love the comedy. All right, cool. So then we did another one last week. Okay, so one's Gotta Stay Thursday. Which OG rapper stays? We got Too Short, Rakim, Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane, Scarface, or MC Prakash. Look him up. India's dopest rapper, MC Prakash. Might not be real, but I made it. I mean, I didn't make it out. I mean, whatever. Check it out. So, who did everybody pick?
All right. So, Sir John Lee says Kane. Elements Podcast says Rakim. Big Baba Rob, Rakim. Started Fire Podcast, the BIGDAWDYKANE. The RBI is the God, but Kane is the best in the lineup. Sorry, Scarface. B-Rob says Sir John Lee gotta stay. Okay. BG.
Sir John Lee said I gotta get here first, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
funny.
BGW, fire emoji. All right. Podcast Brothers, Rakim, Wulong Talks, Rakim's GOAT. Just Say Words Pod, Rakim, Whatever Man Pod says toss up between Kane and Scarface. Smoke and Mirrors Pod, I'll take the hate and say Too Short. Interesting. Ledge DVS says easily Rakim. Cereal Boys, definitely Too Short. Hook Spice Rubs, MC Prakash. There's no other. What is TWS? Rakim. Gilby producing Too Short. Talking Greasy says Scarface. Lord Penniless. I love that name. No Rakim means nobody. Rakim can't not exist. Jamie Mills, EVD, says Scarface. Horribly Awkward Show says Short Dog. Status Beats says Uff. Okay. Uff.
That's hilarious. You know what's funny? Most of the people from California said Too Short. Jamie Millis said Scarface, and Sir John Lee said Big Daddy Kane. As far as I know, everybody else, who said Too Short is actually from California. I'm no Gilby. I don't think it's from California. I'm off on that. It's funny. Oh yeah, and Lord Penniless is from the Poor People's Podcast. Shout out to them. Yeah, man. That's interesting. A lot of Short Dog. Love on that. I was sort of surprised.
Yep.
Sort of surprised.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Who stays?
Well,
a lot of Rakim love on that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of Rakim love. But I tell you what, Ice-T can go. MC Prakash can go. Too Short can go for me. Man. It's like I got a...
Rakim, Kane, Scarface.
It's like I have a personal attachment to Rakim since when I was little. I used to always recite Microphone Fiend. So that's one of the first ones I learned. But Big Daddy Kane and it'll probably be a toss-up between Big Daddy Kane and Scarface. And I'm going to go with Scarface only because he's the only one that's currently still active and dropping heat. He just dropped the album last year. And he doesn't seem like his rhymes and his lyrics are getting old. So Scarface can stay.
True.
I'm not sure what Big Daddy Kane or Rakim would sound like nowadays.
Yeah, Rakim was rapping. I think he still does a little bit. Still does a little bit on tour, but I think he might still be just. I think he might still just be reciting his old songs.
Yeah, that's just tour. Last thing I heard him on was that Kanye West classic joint years ago.
Called "Make America Great Again."
No.
It's called Yeezy's.
No, it was called Classic.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm keeping Scarface, man. Yeah. South Side, baby. He's not from South Side, I don't think, but he's from Texas. So Texas represent. South represent. MC Prakash, drop some hot fire in America, and then we'll know.
Was that one guy that we mic checked and he went on B-Rob's show? Maybe he knows.
Oh, I don't remember, but I can remember a song. I can't remember. It's funny because B-Rob talked about that he blocked him after he was on his show.
Yeah, I still don't get that one.
I know it's weird. All these people block B-Rob after they're on the show, and he was very respectful. He was very respectful to these artists. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that because it was him, and then it was that lady. What was her name? I can't remember her name. It was another rapper. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember her. We used to follow her. I think she got rid of it. She doesn't rap anymore.
Yeah. I misspelled Prakash. Prakash. My bad. Just look up MC Prakash. You'll be happy when you find him. He's on Facebook. You can add him as a friend.
Yes.
Anyway. All right. Let's see here. So, thank y'all for all the feedback. We appreciate that. We're going to have another Hot Ones Gotta Go or Stay this week. We haven't really decided. But we'll have it up. And you know what? Just like Mayor Dan from the Starting Five podcast said, we should have the voicemail segment and just call it the Kayla Stevenson voicemail segment, or the voicemail segment sponsored by Kayla Stevenson, or just the Kayla Stevenson or the Memphis Diva Comedy Hour, whatever you want to call it. Looks like we got a slew of voicemails from her, and thank you very much. And Jay, why don't you go ahead and tell these people where they could leave this message for us, and then they could be included in this.
All right, leave us a message, 385-3-BLAKPC. That's 385-325-2572. Call us. Leave us a message.
So here we go. The first of many. Of a few. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's something on my mind. You think? Okay, well, anyway. Yeah. So, we need to talk about Bill Cosby. It's a lot of stuff going on about Bill. Oh, hey, y'all. This y'all sister cousin, Mrs. D for 99. I'm at work and I'm listening to episode 105, and I've been over here laughing. What you put in your mouth? Nothing lately. I'm on a diet. But anyway, I was at this hospital, this really huge hospital, and I had a confession. Y'all, it be so many umbrellas just hanging around. And I've been taking them all and putting them in, I've been putting them in my trunk. So I have like 8 umbrellas. So I feel real bad. So I'm gonna put them back where I found them. But it's been raining for like 2 weeks here in Memphis. So those umbrellas come in handy. And today I found a real nice blue and white umbrella in the hallway. And then I found another one on the elevator. And we don't have a lost and found. So I tell you what, I'll give 5 of them and I'll keep the best 3. But anyway, Bill Cosby gotta do some prison time. How y'all feel about that? Some people are saying, oh, you shouldn't, he's old. And then some other people are saying, well, hell, he knew what he was doing. He was walking around, he messed these women's lives up. But I've been hearing about for years and years that he had been drugging people. Interesting. But I guess I'll talk to y'all later. I guess I'll go put 2 umbrellas back. I found one in the bathroom. Ooh. But I did find $5 in the bathroom stall. I kept that too. But I'll talk to y'all later.
Right. Well, first of all, Kayla, thank you for the message. Second of all, I knew it took you a couple seconds to introduce yourself. We already know who you are. So yeah, but thank you for telling the people who you are. You guys can follow Memphis Diva and also Ryder Apparel on Instagram. But yeah, Jay, 2 questions. First of all, what is Kayla really doing with all these umbrellas she's finding? Second question, what do you think about Bill Cosby's situation?
First, hey, it was just there for the taking, so take them. Piece of advice, just so you don't feel bad about it. And since it's been raining so much in Memphis, hand it out to a homeless person. If you see somebody homeless.
Good deed for the day.
Good deed every day. It'll make up for all them umbrellas just magically walking off and hopping in your trunk. Mr. Cosby, I mean, you do the crime, you got to do the time, man.
Right.
I mean, there's not much more I could say. I don't want to say nothing that's gonna get me in hot water. But yeah, you do the crime, homie. You do the time.
Do the crime, got to do the time.
Yep.
Yeah. Same, man. I mean, I know there's all these people out here, saying, why is it that Bill Cosby gets 3 to 10 years, but there's a white person, whoever, like the guy from Stanford, like all these cops who are shooting, innocent people of color, and killing them. How come they get, no time or very little time, or they get fired or they don't get fired? How come Bill Cosby get this, they don't get that? Hey, man, my thing is, wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody should get equal. Obviously, it sucks, and obviously it's highly unfortunate the way that, the law has not been, treating all these situations equally. But I mean, whether he did it, yesterday or he did it, 40 years ago, it still happened. I find it interesting that, people have the audacity to call out a victim for waiting to say something, over a long period of time. I mean, if you've never been in that situation, these people are scared or they're hurt or they're embarrassed or they think that no one will believe them or, hey, this is a high profile person. They have lawyers, they could squash this, they'll try to buy me out. I think that, and obviously in some of these situations, that aren't with high profile people, that's people who have, basically put them in a bully situation. Like, you say something, I'll kill you, or I hurt somebody, or I'll tell on something that you did. And so, they get put in these obviously horrible situations where they don't think they have a voice. But, if something's happened to you, man, you got to tell it. You tell it to somebody who will do something about it. And especially this day and age, it's not just going to get swept under the rug, as much. There's not going to be slaps on the wrist as much. People get fired, people get, put in jail. Like, it's a thing. So, don't be afraid. But yeah, I think it's crazy that people have the audacity to say, why didn't you come out before this?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. See, here's something interesting. I saw this the other day. I don't remember if I saw it on Twitter or Facebook. But, and I'm trying to remember what it said. I'm trying to find a picture, but I can't find it right now. I'm sure I'll find it later. It had something to the effect of, let me see if I can think. I'm trying to phrase this. It has something to do with the whole situation Cosby is in the whole Me Too movement. And then they had something in response that had, remember To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how, I'm sure you know how that started and ended out, but of course we're in a different day and age, where the lady cried rape or abuse or something, and bam, everybody says guilty, guilty, guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, he wasn't guilty. So I just found that interesting when this person posted that up. Kind of.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's a different day and age. There's more investigation going on. Racism was a big part in that story.
Yeah.
And of course,
even the Emmett Till situation.
Yeah, Emmett Till situation as well. A big part of me would hope that racism had nothing to do with Bill Cosby's conviction or people trying to put him under the bus. But, like I say, if he did it, he did it.
Yeah.
Do you, hope you get punished for what you did to these women.
Yeah.
So.
And if nothing else, I found out that what I heard is he got hit in the head by a stale hot dog bun on his first day.
That's messed up.
So, hey, the embarrassment is real.
Stale hot. But I heard he gets pudding pops.
No,
I heard he gets a special. He gets some pudding. He does get pudding in jail.
I bet.
Damn.
Ooh, there's a lot of connotations.
Yeah, who's gonna get his pudding?
You gonna eat your pudding pop?
I hope he doesn't drop the soap.
Oh man, I think his cell is solitary confinement. Or not not like in the whole solitary confinement, but he has a single cell, solo cell. I think that's the way it's going to be for him.
Yeah, but
probably the whole time.
He don't have a shower in the cell though.
Yeah, that's the problem. You got to go to community shower. You got to go to, community, playtime in the yard. You out there lifting weights. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Whatever they call it, man. Recess. I don't know what they call it. PE.
Can you imagine Bill Cosby getting yoked in jail? I mean,
that would be jacked up.
Like, brolic.
Man, I just got a really funny idea for a picture that you should associate with this next episode, but maybe not. Be Bill Cosby, but with the body of Terry Crews. Head of Bill Cosby, body of Terry Crews, no shirt, muscles.
Wow.
Post-prison body. Okay, that's all I got. All right, here we go. On to the next voicemail.
Hey, this is Memphis Diva 99. And y'all wrong for saying which OG gotta stay and got all those guys. At first I was gonna say Too Short. He stays because he did In the Trunk and Tales. These are the Tales or the Freaky Tales, whatever. I still got that on my MP3, whatever. But Rakim, man, he got to stay because that album he had, I think it had to be 1988. I was fresh out of high school. And Nish and my little boyfriend at the time, we used to ride around in this little Chevy and bump that Eric B. and Rakim. And I still listen to it to this day. So Rakim got to stay. Okay? And that's just the way it's going to be. Bye.
Nice. Rakim stays. All right, cool. There you go. There's her vote. Dope. And Kayla, we got to do this. We got to be out here and get people mad at us for this. So, tis what it is. All right, here we go. Oh, wait. Looks like we missed a call from her at 5:43 a.m., but that was Friday. But looks like she called right back at 5:43 a.m. So, here we go. And...
Yo, this is Memphis Diva 99 at Yahoo.com. Wait a minute. Hey, give me all that info for my stalkers.
Too late.
Oh, shoot. Well, y'all know who this is. This is Memphis Diva 99. Look, I'm on my way to work, and my mind is a little bit more clear for some reason when I'm driving to work. I tend to think of ideas and stuff, of looking in T-shirt line. But anyway, this Bill Cosby situation, he's in prison. They say he had to do 3 to 10 years, and some black people are up in arms. They're like, oh no, he's old, and other people are like, that's what he gets. So, I was thinking okay, Bill, you've been doing this for quite a while. This is stuff my dad used to talk about long ago that, he was infamous for. How my daddy I don't know, y'all. That is another subject. But anyway, this is somebody that's rich that was about to buy
Oh, cut off. Yeah, well, I know what you mean. Sounds like she was about to say he was about to buy a network. Didn't happen. Still trying to find the receipts on that personally. But yeah, we knew where you're going, and hopefully we answered your question that you couldn't finish. But here's your last one. Looks like it's longer, and it's a different day.
Oh, it's something on my mind. Hey, y'all, this is Memphis Diva 99. Look, yesterday I rode to Cedar Falls State Park in some part of Arkansas, 200 and some miles from Memphis. And great ride, we're on our motorcycles, and I'm in search of another waterfall. So they got this beautiful waterfall. It's just gorgeous. We going up through the mountains, riding our bikes, going all these winding roads and stuff, and it's just great. I got the wind in my hair and everything. Well, I cut all my hair off, so I ain't got no hair. But anyway, we get to the restaurant, and into the park, and inside the park is this beautiful, large type restaurant. And I noticed there are no black people. And so, me and the girl that I went with, she goes to the ladies' room, she comes back, she says, I just had the worst experience. And I said, what happened? And she said, it was 3 stalls in the bathroom, and 2 were filled, 4 or whatever, and the last one she went to, so when she came out of it, it was a white lady standing there with a kid, and she didn't want to go in the stall where my friend was. And I said, well, was it stinking? And she said no. And I said, oh. So then we started kind of paying attention to our waitress, and she kept saying, hey, Miss Ladies, hey, Miss Lady, hey, Miss Lady, do you want this, Miss Lady? And then, but she wasn't saying that to the other customers because everybody was white. I don't know. It was just interesting. We had a ball, but yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. Okay, then. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. They ain't call us nigga or nothing. I told her I wouldn't care. This America. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Oh well. Bye-bye.
All right.
Interesting. It's quite the situation they were in right there.
Yeah.
Wow. What's your take, Jay?
I don't know. I don't know what my take would be.
You're in Arkansas. Arkansas is. I don't know. It may be as far behind as Mississippi, and Alabama still.
Yeah,
they may not know.
Those are the 3 states right there.
They may not know that people of color have been emancipated.
What city? What state was that? I think it was Mississippi that was like the last one to even put it like in their, I guess, government documentation or legislation or whatever. Yeah. That slavery was abolished.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's Mississippi or Alabama, one of those two.
I forgot when that was, but yeah, they were like the first one, the one of the last ones, and this was like not too long
20
ago.
years after?
No, not long ago. Like, I want to say maybe this century or like towards the end of last century.
Wow.
I guess they just never updated it. I guess they just never
Well, I can believe it. Yeah, maybe they didn't update it, but then I could also believe it just because, man, we already know that Mississippi is the least educated, and poorest state. It's the worst educated and poorest state. I have family there, I have friends, that are from there, that are, well educated and they're doing fine in life. But, I know that, it's still one of those states, man, that's still struggling, when it comes to that. And it's 2018. Alabama has passed you. Tennessee has passed you. Georgia, I guess they have Atlanta, but, Arkansas, all these other, Louisiana, they have all these other states. They're all down in the same area, same general area, and all these states have passed you. Why have you not stayed up or caught up? Why Mississippi?
So check this out. Until February 7th, 2013, the state of Mississippi had never submitted the required documentation to ratify the 13th Amendment, meaning it never officially had abolished slavery. 2013, February 7th, 2013.
Wow. So that's all the way from what? The when? Like the late 1800s?
1865 or something like that, yeah.
Man. Come on, G. My black people, man. Y'all, I know there's been black people in government down there. There was before just, this past 10 years or so. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I bet
there was before the 2000s.
Man.
Oh, yeah, man.
They was probably like, dang, I could have been having slaves this whole time.
I bet they were, I bet they were. That's crazy. That's crazy. Speaking of Black Klansman, did you ever see that movie?
No, not yet.
You didn't see it?
No.
I want to see it. I heard it was really good.
Yeah.
So, y'all people out there know about Black Klansman, holla at us. Let us know what you think. We definitely love to hear about it. But on that note, thank you, Kayla, for all the voicemails. We definitely appreciate that. And yeah, people, if y'all want to be part of Kayla Stevenson's voicemail hour, send us a voicemail, just where Jay told you to earlier. All right. And on that note, we'll be back after this commercial break and talk about some music.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, host of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. While you're taking your break, using your hooks, rubs, and spices on your love boxes and everything, tapping them oh so gently and vigorously at the same time, I want you to tune in on iTunes, Stitcher, and everywhere else that you listen to your podcast and check out the hashtag Blackout Podcast. Why? Because we blacking out.
Hey man, it's Chuck. We from the What Up Man podcast, and we ain't out here slanging and banging and doing wild shit, fucking with bitches and big ass white girls. We listening to the hashtag Blackout Podcast, and you should too, you degenerate bastard motherfuckers.
Hey folks, it's me, Big D.
And me, Little R.
From the Bro Rons podcast, and you're listening to Jared and Jay on the incredible hashtag Blackout Podcast.
So when you're done here, check out the Bro Rons podcast.
You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Cornucopia Radio. Now back to hashtag Blackout. And remember to tap your love box, baby. Oh yeah. I just sound like a creeper.
Oh, shoot. Damn it. I gotta get my fingers up out this love box, y'all. But yo, anyway, this your boy, the mayor, that DJ named Ace 5, your mom's favorite fat guy from deepest, darkest Africa, host of the Star 5 podcast. And you're listening to my people's hashtag Blackout Podcast. Now let me get back to tapping up this love box over here.
All right, guys, we're going to talk to y'all about Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Jay, what you think about Hooks, Rubs?
I love Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. I put it on everything that I grill, all my veggies, everything that we cook inside our house. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices is the one that we go to.
I'm sure you put it on just about everything you put in your mouth, right?
That's pretty much accurate. Yep.
Man, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices has 4 great flavors. The Mad Cow, the Smoky Burn, the Lemon Pepper, and the fan favorite Smoking Sweetness. You can find them at etsy.com/shop/Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. You can also find them on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram at Hooks Spice Rubs. If you go on there and place your order, use the code MyHooks10. You'll get 10% off your order. So yeah, go on and check out some Hooks Rub. Hashtag We Smoke Meat.
Hey everybody, so if you check the link in the description, you will see a link directing you to a free 30-day trial for Amazon Prime. Jared, how do you use Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I definitely do use Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is great because you get free 2-day shipping, free Prime Video, Prime Music, and access to all the Kindle owners' learning library. So anything, if you're a Kindle owner, you can just download as many books as you need with that Amazon Prime trial. And yeah, like you said, it's free. It's a 30-day trial. So when you get to day 29, day 30, and say, this may not be the right thing for me, go ahead and tell them you don't want it anymore. But if you do love it, if you order a lot of stuff from Amazon, like I do, it's great for you because, it gives you that free Prime shipping and you get 1-click Amazon Prime ordering. So pretty stinking amazing.
So everybody go ahead and check the description for the link to 30-day free trial to Amazon Prime.
And we blacking out.
All right, welcome back, people. We're going to jump into, I guess, some new music. It's been quite a year for new music. There's been a lot that's been dropping this past couple weeks. I know I've mentioned a lot to you. Let's see. There's been, of course, one of my personal, I guess, selection for album of the year. My personal, doesn't have to reflect anybody else out there's personal, but I choose Lupe Fiasco's Drogas Wave.
Is that how you pronounce it? Drogas?
Drogas. That's Spanish for drugs. So
okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Drogas Wave. So yeah, his first independent since leaving his former label, Atlantic Records. I mean, he released it a week early because it leaked. So you figure, hey, why not? And I think the only thing I'm mad at is that this only sold 5,000 copies, which means nobody's talking about it. And it's pretty sad because this is a really dope album. I don't know how to even explain it. I feel it's an important album that everybody should listen to, because I can't name anybody else that's really dropping music like this. So anybody out there wants to call me a stan or a dick rider, hey, I stand by the project. I think it's a dope project. I don't know if you've fully heard it or had a chance to process it yet. What do you think?
I haven't finished listening to it, but yeah, I've listened to a good bit of it, and yeah, man, I think it's a very good album. I guess obviously the album of the year is really subjective, and normally it's based on radio plays and all this other foolishness, which I don't think really should count. I know it's just bad because you have all these big record labels that can throw money behind it and give you more plays on whatever radio, and then contribute to your streams and all this stuff. So whatever. I think album of the year is sort of silly. I think it normally should be up to the fans when they vote.
I meant as far as like the best albums of the year. Album of the year for me, because I listen to a ton of music. I mean, I know it's not going to be album of the year in anybody else's eyes. I mean, it doesn't have any promotion behind it. Only people who know about this album are pretty much his core fan base and them spreading the word. But, as far as like, I'm going to get 1 million awards and stuff for this. No, I doubt it's going to do that. I know I posted up on Instagram, like, that if Kendrick won a Pulitzer for his Damn album, then this definitely deserves one as well. So that is, in my eyes, I think, and as far as like the people who have heard it, a lot of the fans who have heard it, and even the people who aren't fans, they are saying this is like a really dope album. It could be a contender for album of the year. But like you said, all that, as far as like the whole album of the year thing goes, that's all determined by sales and promotion and how far it gets out there in the public. I don't think it's going to get that far, but it doesn't seem like he's bothered by it. Lupe's bothered by it because he said he did it strictly for his fan base, not for radio play or anything like that. He never really did anything for radio play except for when he was on Atlantic, and I think it was well back in the Lasers days, which was 2011, which is not the album that he was supposed to drop. Let's just put that in the air. Everybody thinks he did that was like his album, and understandably so. He's the artist and he's supposed to have control, but I read an article a long time ago about some person that worked at Atlantic and said that wasn't the album that he turned in. The label made him change it. So, and I mean, it's a whole big thing surrounding him and his music that can go on for a long time. And I just think this is a dope album that everybody should check out.
Yeah. I definitely do think it is as well. If you're looking for club bangers or booty bouncing music, you're not going to find a lot of that in this Lupe Fiasco, offering, just because, he is more intellectual than that.
Yeah.
he's not gonna be out here trying to do that. He's trying to teach you something, give you some life lessons so you can, live right, be right, or you can reflect on the past, so it can affect a positive future for yourself. That's where he's at. He's not out here, dropping, music that you can twerk to. So it's just not what it is.
No.
But yeah, man, I thought it was a really good album, man. I really enjoy it. There's like 375,000 songs on this album, so it's hard to get through all of it.
It's just 24, one less than one more than Lil Wayne. So
both of them got a lot.
And the crazy thing is, nobody's really complaining about the length of Lil Wayne's album because I guess they were anticipating.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the same thing. He has way too much going on there. There's a couple of those that are skits, so whatever. But even the skits, I mean, I think the one with his mom on it is good. But he only has about 4 songs that I would like listen to again from there. I did like the Mona Lisa thing with Kendrick. It was pretty dope how they did that. And then they finished with Kendrick, rapping the last, third of the album or whatever. They're talking about a shady, shiesty girl. Yeah. My bad. Talking about a shady, shiesty girl,
just setting somebody up to get robbed.
But, Lil Wayne, when you're listening to Lil Wayne, we talked about this off the show. You are listening for some of those club bangers. You are listening for some booty bumping music. You know what I'm saying? You're not really gonna listen to it for intellectual thought and how you should live your life, unless you're in the trap or unless you're from the hood and that's the way you want to live your life. But yeah, man, I thought they were both good in their own right, but Lupe's had a lot more stuff to think and reflect on. The lyrics, the flow, the beats were all great. He did a lot of stuff, that would, basically cut across a lot of different cultures of music. Some tribal stuff, some island stuff, some stuff that's more, catered to American hip hop, beats wise. So I thought it was good, man. I thought it was good. I know everybody was excited to see Lil Wayne finally come back. And that's all great and all.
I mean, I was excited like too.
Said, maybe maybe you said the Carter 3 was, better than this. And I mean, I would have to say that's true because I think there's better songs on it all over. So
yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I woke up. I knew he was supposed to drop because he was supposed to drop the Friday before. They were rumored to have him dropping that day, but then they pushed it back another week. Mm-hmm. And then I woke up early in the morning to find it was trending on Twitter, as well as the song with him and Kendrick Lamar. So I'm like, oh, okay, this must be a really dope album. Come to find out, man, I was like, this is hard. It was hard for me to get through, and like I said, my relationship with Wayne goes back way to the Bee Gees long ago, before a lot of people even knew him. Like way back there, so I followed his career.
Before the Hot Boys.
Before all that. I mean, he was, Hot Boys. He did a feature on the Big Timers album that really got him out there. Everything through the Squad Up mixtapes that a lot of people pretty much forgot about, through all this stuff. So I followed him the whole way. I watched his growth and everything, but this one just didn't do anything for me. It didn't really show me any growth Wayne wise. I mean, I know he's real punchline heavy artist. I know he's a punchline heavy artist. I know all that, but it just wasn't nothing that like wowed me at all. You know, so I don't know. It's just me. But anyway, some other notables that came out: Logic's Young Sinatra. He finally dropped his final release of the Young Sinatra series.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. That was pretty dope. And No Name, she dropped a release called Room 25, which was really dope as well. So I suggest you guys check those.
Who was
projects.
That?
No Name.
Room 25.
No Name. Yeah.
I guess that's why I asked. I didn't know what his name was. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some good releases. Yeah, man. So, like I say, definitely check out those. I'm sure people would love Lil Wayne. I see it's getting a lot of love. A lot of people love the Lupe. I'm sure a lot of people love the Logic album. And a lot of people are calling No Names album a good contender for album of the year as well. So 2018 has been a pretty good year.
That's right.
Yeah. So I guess my top 2 albums for the end of the year would be Drogas Wave and The Book of Rhyme by Royce da 5'9". Those would be my top 2 end of the year contenders for my favorite albums of the year.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'm not going to give my top 2 because I don't have enough information to give. Because I'm more video heavy than music heavy at this point in my life, sadly. But yeah, man, shout out to those. If you guys out there have a top 2, top 3, top 5, top 1 and only, let us know. Let us know. We want to know about this and we want to tell the people about it. Okay. Well, at this time, we're going to get into a couple of things. Should we do relationships first or should we do confessions?
How many of each you got?
I have 1 relationship thing and 2 confessions.
Let's just do the confessions, I guess.
First. All right, cool. So here we go. So, first confession from Armadillo Dash Rodeo. Every night, my neighbor locks his cat out, and every morning, I hear his cat meowing at his back door to be let in. It's been cold and raining for a while now, so my neighbor has enjoyed waking up to loud music much earlier than he'd prefer. It's such a lovely cat, and hearing his poor meows in the freezing rain is so sad. I play loud music in the mornings to wake my neighbor up. I definitely have no regrets. Okay. Have you ever done that? Have you ever played loud music to annoy a neighbor or someone?
No, I'm not that
played
petty.
Loud music in the parking lot at a mall and got kicked out of the parking lot of the mall?
Oh, well, yeah, I did that, but it wasn't to annoy any neighbors. I mean, I was young and dumb. Yeah. I used to blast my music everywhere.
Yeah.
Heck, yeah. I mean, I guess I used to play my music loud when I used to wash my car outside back long time ago when I was a teenager. But yeah, my neighbor didn't mind. So
yeah, you remember that? Remember that line from who was that? ODB. He said, "Yeah, I play my music loud." Oh, baby, I got your money. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all I got. Okay, that's dope. Let's see here. Okay, they titled this, I used to put wax crayons on the hot radiators at Sunday school.
Nice.
This is from PG Admin. Here we go. This goes back to my childhood, but I recently remembered it due to using wax crayons with my nephew. I used to put thick wax crayons onto the hot radiators in the church my family went to each Sunday. These wax crayons were not the little thin ones. They were as thick as a sausage.
Nice.
This meant... That's great. Comparison. This meant that they didn't melt immediately, and the effects were not really even noticed until a good while later. Needless to say, in the height of winter, with the radiators up to full heat, the wax would dribble into the grills and right into the radiator itself. Rather than dribbling down the side. The smell was most interesting, and everyone became aware of it, but had no clue what it was or where it was coming from. It helps that there was no minimal residue left on the radiator grill once the crayons had melted fully. I'm sorry. So there you go. He used to put wax crayons on the radiators at Sunday. That's crazy, man. Did you ever have any kind of prank that you played on anybody? Family member, friend, people that you were just annoyed by? Anything like that?
No, I honestly can't remember, man. I'm getting too old. My memory's gone.
No, you don't?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I know that, that there are some people that I have to say we treated very unfairly when I was a kid. We used to play pranks on people who didn't know any better, who were younger than us. And yeah, just thinking back on it now, it probably was not the best idea for me to do that. But, we thought it was funny back in the day. But there was some mean stuff that we do. Mean sort of kids, but then also sort of like that group mind thing, where kids do stuff like that to each other. But yeah, picking on people was the thing. So it's weird that this person would confess this, all these years later. And he's not really saying sorry to anybody, unless somebody who drove when he was a kid, is reading Reddit or reading comments. So so that's pretty great. All right, cool. So there we go. So let's see, relationship advice. And by the way, you guys could leave, like Jay said earlier, you could leave a voicemail for us, or shoot us a message with some of this information, relationship advice, or confessions. So here we go. So this is a doozy. So I'm 31 years old. I'm a man. My wife is 30. So how do I ask my wife I want a paternity test for our children? Yowza, right? This is deep. So here we go. My wife and I have been together for 9 years, married for 15 years total. Wait. Oh no. We've been together for 9 years, married, and 15 years total. There you go. About 2 years ago, when we were on the verge of divorce, when she told a close friend at the time that she had feelings for him during our separation, she started a physical relationship with this individual that did not end well for her. We ended up working out our troubles and seem to be doing pretty well now, but I've been thinking about something lately. About 10 years ago, before any of my kids were born, she had sort of this 7-year itch. This close friend was a roommate of ours, and for some reason I always thought there was something going on, but nothing ever came out about it. The roommate soon moved out and we moved away. We got married. We got married and we have 3 kids, ages 8, 6, and 3. Right around the second kid, this roommate came back into our lives. I always thought he was a friend of mine, and I didn't really think of nothing of it. 2 years ago, my wife and I, him, and another couple went to Mexico. And during this trip, my wife told this friend that she had feelings for him. The day after we got back from Mexico, she told me that she wanted a divorce and she started a relationship with this individual. Again, it did not end well for her, and we got back together and did not go through with the divorce. We both had our fun while we were apart, so we just moved past all the junk. I never once thought this in the past. Nothing ever gave me the idea that the kids could not be mine. But if she snuck around before it can happen again, she snuck around before it can happen again, right? Sorry. Skip to today, and I get these really weird thoughts. And I try to look back at the lifetime, or at the timeline for my kids when everything kind of happened so long ago. Let's see here. But I can't seem to piece it all together. She told me that it only happened the one time before we were married, and then a few times when we were split, but I can't really trust that. How can I be sure that these kids are mine? I'm not good at that whole he looks like me sort of thing, and her family are always saying they're mini-me's. So, I don't know. Is my imagination running wild, or should I seriously be thinking about a paternity test? I do love my wife, and I'm happy that we moved our relationship forward. I truly think these kids are mine too. I'm just trying to remember, but for some reason I can't, so I'm questioning it. I'm not sure what to do. What do we say, man?
How old are these kids? Does it say?
The kids are 8, 6, and 3.
8, 6, and 3.
So this is around the 6-year-old kid that he's questioning the situation. Because that was like 7-ish years ago. So, she had a 7-year itch or something like that. Yeah.
Bro, 8 and 6, you've been taking care of them that long. They're your kids. I don't care. I don't care what the paternity test say. They're your kids. You've been taking care of them that long. I'm sure you love them. So
okay, yeah. I think the same thing too. I think that you've been taking care of them, that long. They are your kids, right? This is all true. But, you got to think about this. If in fact it comes out that one of these children or all these children or two of them aren't your kid, what's going to happen, man? You're going to break up your family. You're going to break up your life. You're going to break up, with your wife. Really, it's going to affect these children, the most, because they're going to be like, you were daddy. You didn't know anybody else.
Yep.
Now you're not daddy. Now you're not here.
Yep.
So, obviously you can get the paternity test. I don't even think you really have to have her permission, you know what I'm saying? Because you're the parent, you're one of the parents, you're the adult. So, if you're on the birth certificate, it doesn't really matter. But if you're on a birth certificate, you are responsible for these kids. If they look like you, if your family says they look like you, if your friends say they look like you, without, or you and your wife, and nothing seems off, if if there's not a, if one of the kids isn't is blonde and you guys are Asian, you know what I'm saying? Then that's cause for, confusion. But I say, man, at this point, they're your kids. Now, if you do want to put your life and your wife and your kids through this, then yeah, go ahead and get that paternity test and be ready for the results. You already know, if you ever watch Maury Povich, you know what happens. You know what I'm saying? You either do backflips out of there, or, you cry, or, somebody's mad at somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you are the father, you are not the father. You gotta consider that. Gotta consider that reaction.
That's right.
May not be positive. Are you
Nope.
ready? Are you ready? Cool.
Hey, what's up? This is Jared. Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Again, calling ourselves. Yeah, and, we've already recorded, this episode 106. And we had the relationship advice segment. The guy was asking about, should he get a paternity test? Because he thought his wife was sleeping around one of their friends, something like that. You know what? I did sort of echo Jay's sentiment. Said, the kid is your kid. Kids are your kids. You've been raising them, blah, blah, blah. And be prepared for, what could come. But you know what I'm going to say? I think I had a change of heart. So this is my thing. If you love these children that much, you can legally adopt them if they're not yours, right? You can do that. That's the thing. Seen it, heard of it. But you need to find out if this wife of yours, this quote-unquote wife of yours, has actually truly been faithful. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. Go and get a paternity test. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. You're on the birth certificate. You can go do it. And if you are ready to leave this lady because of this situation, because what may come up, you gotta be ready for it, man. You gotta be ready. If you're ready to break up your family, you gotta be ready for it. If you're ready to say, hey, man, ex-friend, this is actually your child. You are the father, like Maury would say. Do it. And then if you want to bounce, hey, man, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You take the kids, tell the judge you're the responsible party, get your wife to pay you child support, but we know how the legal system's going to do you with that. We already know. So, hey, man, I'm going to say this. If you got this question in your mind and you're too afraid to ask your wife, hey, did you sleep around on me? Do you think this could be your kid with this other dude? You too scared to do that? Just go get a paternity test. At least you're done. At least you got that out your mind. You know what I'm saying? At least it won't be in your mind anymore. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I had to get a change of heart because you know what, man? I'm not quite sure with all of the description that you gave us, all the situation where y'all was both sleeping around on each other when y'all was quote-unquote separated, that kid is actually yours. Anyway, this is Jared once again for the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Follow us. You know where to do that. Peace.
All right, well, people, just go ahead and send us more of those. We love to read them. We love to read them and put that stuff out there. We also, hit these people back up and let them know, hey, we talked about your situation on our show. Let us know. There's actually somebody who said they thought they were famous now that, now that they had been on a show. So yeah, it was funny. You're not famous yet. Anyway, now's that time where we ask you to tap your love box. So this is where Jay cues the music, and we tell you how you tap your love box. So here we go. Careless whisper in the background. Yeah, I'm there. So if you guys would be excited to see a celebrity death match in real life between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, tap your love box.
All right. If you guys ever been to your high school reunion and thought, damn, they done fell off the wagon, tap your love box.
Look at it and
shout out to class of 98. I just had my 20-year reunion last weekend that I did not go to, but I saw pictures.
Oh yeah, the pictures are the funniest thing, man. You see some of those. All right, let's see here. If you are just as befuddled and confused by all the calls that the NFL refs are making about, a quarterback getting tackled and somebody landing on them with, part of their body, calling that a, roughing the passer penalty, tap your love box. These refs have been terrible this whole year. Calling phantom calls, saying, we wouldn't call that in the Super Bowl, but we'll call it now, or we would call it in the Super Bowl, or we won't call it now. Come on, man. You got to ref every game the same, regardless if the Super Bowl is a regular season game, because guess what? If you screw a team over in a regular season game, what if it comes down to the end of the year and they're one game out of the playoffs? Or they're one game away from having home field advantage, whereas before they would have had it, and they have a better record at home. And they potentially could have made it to the Super Bowl. All because you screwed them over. So yeah, man, tap your love box if you're confused, because I am befuddled and confused.
Befuddled. Yeah.
Befuddled.
If you still don't know what Kanye West is talking about, yeah, that's it. Tap your love box. Yeah, I still have no clue what he's talking about now. Yeah. Make
America wear $500 slippers again. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
He wants to make that slogan mean something positive, but I think it's a little too late for that slogan to be turned around into a positive. But then I don't know, because they did the same thing with the N-word, and apparently a lot of people use that as a positive nowadays. So I'm sure it'll take time, Mr. West.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kanye, I'm confused. All right, if you are excited to see LeBron James, lose in the second round of the playoffs with the Lakers, tap your love box. I'm just playing. I love LeBron. I think he's a great player, great human being. I think it's silly that he's with the Lakers, but I understand it. Biggest market, biggest team, most money, young, talented people. But I also think it's funny because he basically got the Lakers to trade away, half of their roster last year to Cleveland, and he traded half of Cleveland's roster to the Lakers, and now he's on the Lakers with all those people he kicked to the curb.
So here's a question. Let's say he busts out two championships with the Lakers.
Wow.
Do you think he's still going to get the hate that he gets now as a player?
He'll always get the hate because for him,
or do you think they'll give him his just due as being one of the greatest player?
I think they should, but I think in this day and age, he doesn't have the benefit of what Michael Jordan had. He doesn't have the benefit of not having social media to always hound him,
True.
And people to always neg, drop negative stuff on him. I think he should. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest of all times. I definitely do. Better than Jordan. Not quite championships wise. There are things that he can do that Jordan could never do. But there's a lot of stuff that Jordan could do that he can't do. I mean, it's just is what it is. Two different players, two different times. Two different sets of teams. Now, whereas Jordan always stayed with the same team, LeBron has obviously played for multiple different franchise or a couple different franchises, and that's how he's ended up winning. This day and age, it's not the same as back in the day when you were more. What's the word? You're more tied into a certain team, like you would just leave.
Sure.
Sure.
So we're not gonna count the Wizards.
Nah, we're not gonna count the Wizards. But if he, I'm not. I don't even talk about that time in his life. But if LeBron James does win a couple of titles, I will put him up there, with the best of all time, championships wise. I will say this, he will always get the same, thing that Kobe got. It's always going to be there. They're always going to say you're not as good as Kobe at this. You're not as good as Kobe at that. You didn't win enough as many championships, or you're not as good as Jordan. Because this, that, and the other thing. It's always going to be there. But then they'll still always have people who will say. But I think the thing about this for LeBron is this: PR wise, marketing wise, he did the best thing by moving to Los Angeles. It's either Los Angeles, New York, or Boston. You move to those three places and you succeed, you're a champion. Guess what? The media talks about you in a more positive light, and that actually changes people's minds. I know people like to say they like to be free thinkers and think on their own and be more woke now, but you know what, man? The truth is the truth. If the media tells you enough, you'll say, okay, yeah, you're right. There you go. Now, what would be interesting is if LeVar Ball got signed to a 10-day contract and then got a deal, and then he was like, on the bench. He's like a bench coach plus player to play along with LeBron. That would be funny. All right, sorry. That's
all right. Yeah, that's all right. All good. If you're ready to see the new Hellboy movie for 2019, tap your love box. His first poster was released today. He looks pretty good.
Cool. If you are, if you had said for a long time you're not going to buy Madden football and you bought it and you've been enjoying it, like really, really enjoying it, tap your love box. Because that's me. I wasn't going to do it.
Or if
I did it.
I love it. Is it just the same game as last year?
What's that?
That's the one thing I didn't get. I was like, is it just the same game as last year?
To be honest, I don't know because I didn't buy last year's. I haven't bought a Madden since like 2000. I haven't bought a Madden since like 2004, and I'm gonna tell you what, it is different. There's a lot more added to it. There's a lot more things added to it where you actually come back to play the game, to beat challenges and stuff like that. I enjoy that. So some of them are super easy, some of them are
cool. Nice.
Yeah, but it's probably. I think it's the same as last year. They just added 20 more things and changed the players. But I haven't played it in years, so I'm enjoying it. Now, all this being said, I probably won't buy it again for 5 or 10 years. Or maybe ever, so who knows. Cool. Anyway, so that's me. Is that it?
We could be done with it. I know I got to get my kids to bed, but yeah. If you ever walked into the company bathroom and the toilet didn't flush and it was an industrial strength toilet, you couldn't turn around and fix it, tap your love box. Not saying that happened to me, but it did.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow, that's funny. If you went to a gender reveal party and it turned into a massive wildfire and a $220,000 fine, tap your love box.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Apparently, some gender reveal went wrong and caused the fire. And this couple, basically shot a high-velocity firearm at a target that was intended to explode with either pink or blue powder. However, the target contained the explosive substance tannerite. Instead of revealing the gender, the fire immediately caught on in the dry conditions of Arizona and started to quickly spread. 45,000 acres were burned. The cost of fighting the fire was more than $8 million. This couple has to pay, let's see here, installments over the next 5 years to total $220,000.
Nice.
Over the next 5 years instead of going to jail. So a surprise, you got a baby that's going to cost a lot of money over the course of time, and you got to pay $220,000. Hey.
So they got a little hellfire baby.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. All right. Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah. So on that note, tell the people they can find us. And
all right. Twitter, Instagram, #BlackoutPod, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spreaker. Email us stuff at #BlackoutPod@gmail.com. Hit us up on the voicemail 3853-BLAKPC or 3853-252-5572. Hit up Etsy. Get yourself some hooks, rubs, spices to sprinkle all over everything. And then go ahead to the Boss Box store while you're cooking that meat on your grill. You could play some games. Play some games. Get yourself some gaming accessories and stuff and chill out. Eat your barbecue with your hooks rub. Play your Madden with your new controller grips. And yeah, there you go, people.
That's it. And shout out to all the people in in the Middle East that are listening to us. In Eastern Europe, we appreciate you. We appreciate y'all. England, Germany, Botswana, Nigeria, Tanzania, America,
Pakistan, and Uzbekistan, and Pakistan, and the
Nagasaki.
UAE, Kyoto, Japan, Canada. All right,
blacking out.